So, I'm a crisis counselor, but I have not always been calm in a crisis. And I'm going to tell you about that. It's Friday afternoon, kind of a sunny day. I am driving my rental car from Connecticut to LaGuardia Airport. And I come around this curve in the highway, and traffic is like at a standstill. I look everywhere I can see cars. There are like 4 lanes of traffic in my direction, totally stopped. 4 lanes of traffic going the other direction, totally stopped. I look up and I see like exit ramps, totally clogged with cars. They're like stuck on this hill, kind of like roller coaster cars get stuck going uphill and they stop them in the middle of the hill, just like that. I look ahead and I see overpasses, like as far as the eye can see, totally clogged with cars, and they're like glittering, like jewelry. And I'm like, whoa, kind of freaked out by this, like, wow, I've never seen traffic like this, and I was thinking, oh man, you know, I hope I'm not late for my flight. So, 3 hours later, I am freaking out, right? We have been inching along, barely making any progress. It's still totally clogged. And we have kind of like crawled our way into this like cement cavern. It's like, picture, you know, all these cars still, and then these steep cement walls, like on both sides, going really high, almost straight up, covered with graffiti, barbed wire at the top. And I see this sign that says Cross Bronx Expressway. And it's like spelled with X's instead of letters, and I just find that really ominous. And I am like freaking out. I am like clutching my steering wheel. My body has gone tense, kind of like, you know, rigor mortis. And I spent 3 hours like hanging, like you would hang, like if you were like hanging on the edge of a cliff or something. Okay, 4 hours later, the sun is going down, and people are starting to get out of their cars, and I see strange men striding between these rows of cars, kind of like Mad Max or something. And I am so freaking out. At this point, I'm like starting to tremble. I see these men, and they seem like, I mean, I can see like their arms swinging by their sides like animals. And I am like starting to like crumble in my seat. I'm kind of trembling. The glass of my windows feels so thin. I feel like any moment I'm going to hear that shatter as I am, you know, accosted or something. Anyway, 4 hours later, maybe that was 5 by then. Anyway, I'm here, I'm crumbled in my seat. I am like petrified, and I am so freaked out, and I'm wiped out from being freaked out for all these hours. And I raise my eyes, I look at my dashboard, and I see the red arrow in my gas tank pointing to the letter B. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm on fumes. And I think, if I run out of gas in this lane, especially because we are barely moving, not till we stop. If I run out of gas in this lane, my life might be at stake. I mean, that might be the last thing, the last straw to like set someone off into some kind of rage. And what happens is, something about the idea of running out of gas like tips me over the edge. And instead of coming completely unglued, I like enter a state of hyper-focus. And I have never felt this before. I'm like crystal clear. And I am calculating. I look ahead and like, there's shoulder on the road. But I calculate 100 feet ahead, that shoulder goes away. And I spin my head over here and I calculate sun is going down, 10 degrees of arc left before darkness. I spin over here and I see this bright yellow emergency phone in the middle of the 8 lanes of traffic. It's back when we had emergency phones. And I focus on that like with this like superhuman vision. I like kind of draw it into my eye. I can almost see like grime around the edges of the telephone receiver, like 20 yards away. And I take action. I pull my car over to the side of the road. I open my car door. I step out in my navy blue pumps, dressed in my corporate navy blue suit and pantyhose. I walk through 4 lanes of traffic to the yellow emergency phone. I can still remember, I pull it up to this cold receiver on my cheek. This is January, it's cold, it's snowing. I call in, the woman says she'll send a tow truck, but it'll take about a day to get there. I hang up. I feel more alone than I have ever felt in my whole life. But for some reason, I am calm, I am clear-headed. And I do what seems obvious at the time. I shop for a ride. I go through 4 lanes of traffic, and I'm literally leaning down, looking in windshields, eyeball to eyeball with strangers. I am like sizing them up. I see this one woman, she looks kind, and I think, oh, okay, now I got it. I lean down, and I see this guy she's with, and a chill goes through me. My instincts say, no way. So I move on. Anyway, I use my instincts, and I choose wisely. I end up finding a van of 2 women. They have Connecticut license plates. They have a bumper sticker that says Doberman dog breeders. They give me a ride, so I climb in. And I am looking through their rear view window, and I see the rental car that I am abandoning getting smaller and smaller in the window while they're telling me in this neighborhood, that thing is going to be stripped to hubs before it's out of sight. And I'm okay with that. One of the weird things about this story is that everything turned out fine. In spite of how terrifying this was, they drive me to Newark. I stay the night in a hotel. I get a flight home the next day. And I find out that I have just experienced something like the 3rd worst gridlock in New York City history, because they had to close the George Washington Bridge Friday afternoon rush hour because 100-pound blocks of ice were falling on passenger cars. So, I also found out that I could be calm in a crisis. And I started to use that. I go back to my job. I work in this technology company. Everybody knows how upset people can get with technology, screaming customers or whatever. I become a person who takes the call when I rate CEOs call, because I can stay calm. One time in a meeting, one of my coworkers whispers, I can't move anything on my left side. And I move into that calm space, and I move aerodynamically, like no emotional friction. I call ambulance, do what needs to be done, whatever. She's having a massive stroke, luckily she survives, but I start to realize I can call upon, I can find this place and I can use it. Now, I'm a crisis counselor, and I help people find their own calm in the worst moments of their lives. So, was it worth it to have this terrifying experience on the Cross Bronx Expressway in order to discover that I have this ability to stay calm when things are really intense? So much yes.